How many times have you heard someone say, "She's never coming back"? Now pause and think, really? Let's be honest, she always does. It might be a month later, a year later, or even after you've completely forgotten she existed. But that, "Hey stranger," eventually comes your way. And you know why? Spoiler alert. It has nothing to do with fate, soulmates, or the universe conspiring for you. It's all about you and the fascinating predictability of human behavior. Today, I'm about to lay out the 4 reasons that make any woman reappear. You don't need to grovel, plead, or play the fool. Honestly, these reasons likely haven't even crossed your mind yet. But hold up before we dive in. Did you hit that like button? Drop a comment? No. Come on. Don't expect to get all this wisdom for free. Do yourself a favor and smash those buttons to help the algorithm out, because this video isn't paying my bills by itself. And no, it isn't for me. It's to make sure this reality check reaches as many lost souls as you. All right, let's cut the crap and get straight to the good stuff. When people say, "women always come back," most folks assume it's about luck, regret, or some cosmic alignment. Wrong. What really triggers her return are specific emotional cues, tiny mental bombs planted in her head that over time begin to explode as she experiences life's ups and downs. In other words, she eventually realizes that the world outside isn't as generous as you once were. And here's the kicker. It doesn't matter if she dumped you, if she's with someone else now, or even if she's had the nerve to call you a thing of the past. These 4 reasons work like clockwork. Every little detail, every moment that comes after you, reinforces these reasons until the inevitable relapse happens. So if you're sitting there wondering, does she still think about me? Or is there still a chance? Relax. The answer lies in the 4 triggers I'm about to break down. Grab your popcorn and get ready. Let's jump in. Reason 1. Comparison. The grass wasn't greener after all. Remember that over-the-top breakup line she dropped like something straight out of a telenovela? I deserve something better. Maybe she truly believed it as she walked out with her head held high. But life, ever the ironic trickster, has a knack for bursting bubbles. That greener lawn she was chasing turns out to be nothing but artificial turf. When she moves on, she envisions her next guy as a shiny, upgraded version of you. Richer, kinder, more amazing. But the initial sparkle quickly fades once she realizes that the upgrade is more marketing hype than reality. That's when the magic happens, the comparison. At first, she might pretend that her new relationship is a bed of roses, but as time goes on, cracks start to show. Maybe the new guy is great at impressing others, but at home he can barely hold a conversation. Or maybe he's too wrapped up in himself to even ask about her day, something you did effortlessly without even noticing. And suddenly, without you even lifting a finger, you're gaining space in her mental condo. Everything you did, which once seemed ordinary, now shines like pure gold. She glances at her new flame and thinks, hold up, he can't even remember my favorite pizza topping, let alone my dreams. And just like that, the tables start to turn. Real life example. Remember when you used to take her to that local diner every Friday and let her pick dessert because you knew she was indecisive? Sure, the new guy might treat her to 5-star restaurants, but he's got zero patience for actually listening to her or understanding that she despises cilantro. The result? You, who once seemed perfectly ordinary, now become the gold standard. How to use this to your advantage. Disappear. Keep your distance. No texts, no sneaky hints, nothing that screams, "I'm still here." Let the comparison happen naturally without you hovering around like a lost puppy. Level up quietly. While she's discovering that swapping a reliable ride for a flashy model was a mistake, you're off living your best life. New job, hitting the gym, a social calendar that's lit. Perfect. Let her see that not only have you moved on, you've upgraded in every way. Avoid attention-seeking online. Skip the tearful Instagram stories or the melancholic posts. Live your life and only share the highlights. Subtlety is key. A feed packed with achievements speaks volumes compared to cryptic, "I miss what we had" captions. Why it works? Because in the end, she realizes that the deal that seemed so advantageous was nothing more than a self-sabotaging move. And once the comparisons start rolling in, you're not just the ex, you're the what if that keeps haunting her mind. But hey, that's just the opening act. Comparison is merely the gateway. Curious about what's next? Stick around, because the next reason is going to hit her harder than a wave of nostalgia. Let's roll on. Reason 2. The way you made her feel. Let's be real. It wasn't just you that she missed. It was the way you made her feel. The comfort, the safety, that unmistakable warmth of knowing someone genuinely cared. When you were together, you weren't just another guy. You were an experience. Every gesture, every word, even that quirky habit of yours to crack lame jokes, all added up to a unique vibe that she simply can't replicate. Remember that hug you gave her when she was utterly exhausted, making her day seem a little less dreadful? Or the times you laughed wholeheartedly at her silly remarks, like nothing else in the world mattered? That wasn't just memory, it was emotion. And our brains, believe it or not, love to relive those sensations, especially when her current reality feels as empty as a voicemail left by a no-show ex. Why this happens? Our minds link memories with emotions. Every time she encounters something that remotely reminds her of those moments with you, whether it's a funny scene in a movie or a mundane chat with her new beau, her brain floods with nostalgia. Maybe she's watching a film and suddenly recalls how you both laughed until you cried over the silliest jokes. Or she's at a dinner where the conversation is as shallow as a puddle, and she's hit with the realization that no one makes her feel the way you once did. And here's the kicker. Not every emotion you sparked can be easily reproduced. She might meet a guy who seems to have it all together, but if he doesn't make her feel that special in the one-of-a-kind way only you knew how to, then tough luck for him. Real-life example. Imagine her at a party. Someone cracks a joke, and she forces a laugh out of politeness. Deep down, she's reminiscing about how you turn even the dumbest quip into a moment of pure joy, leaving her in fits of laughter until tears stream down her face. That sudden pang of "nobody else makes me feel this alive" is the golden ticket that reopens the door to you. How to handle this? Leave her with good memories. After the breakup, don't drag it out with drama or desperation. Instead, let her remember the best parts. That way, every new bad experience only makes her long for the good ones that only you can deliver. Don't become her emotional crutch. Disappearing completely is often the best strategy. If you constantly remind her of all the amazing times you had, you end up spoiling the element of surprise that makes longing so powerful. Be unforgettable from the start. When you were together, you did so much more than just go through the motions. Your empathy, your partnership, and your knack for cherishing the little moments left a permanent mark on her psyche. Reason 3. Her ego craves validation. Let's cut the chatter and get to the heart of it. The ego is the secret mastermind behind many relationship decisions, and she's no exception. Most of the time, when she comes back, it's not because of some profound regret or a soul-stirring epiphany. It's plain and simple. She wants to know she still holds some power over you. She isn't pining for the lost love or drenched in nostalgia over sweet memories. What really matters here is her pride. As long as she isn't sure that you've emotionally moved on, a nagging insecurity gnaws at her. It's like her ego is demanding a reminder that she can still call the shots. How this plays out. The classic move? Dropping casual texts like, "Hey, how's it going?" Or, "Saw something that reminded me of you," as if they're emotional litmus tests. She's simply checking whether you're still within her orbit. No need for heart-to-hearts yet. Another giveaway. She might start liking all your old posts, watching every one of your stories, or casually inquiring about you through mutual friends. It's her ego's way of sending up flares, thinking, "Hey, is he still out there? Is he still thinking about me?" Why it happens. When you vanish, focus on yourself and stop giving her attention. she loses her grip. And if there's one thing her pride can't stand, it's losing emotional control over someone who once made her feel adored. Even if she's with someone else, that nagging thought of, "Does he still think about me?" will slowly erode her pride. How to handle it? Be unpredictable. If she texts you, don't rush to reply. In fact, consider not replying at all. Let silence do the talking. There's nothing that deflates her ego faster than realizing you're not at her beck and call. Don't play her game. When you sense her fishing for a reaction, resist the urge to engage. Starve that need for validation by not giving her the satisfaction of a reaction. Become unattainable. There's no better way to send a message than proving you're no longer emotionally available. Show through your actions that your life is thriving without her and that she's no longer part of that picture. The ultimate checkmate. Her ego can yell all it wants, but here's the naked truth. Nothing rattles her more than seeing that the man she left has transformed into an even better version of himself. Once she realizes she's lost a guy who's now out of reach, the tables have definitively turned. Up next, we're going to explore how you can become that upgraded version of yourself so unmistakably that by the time she notices, it'll be too late for regrets. Reason 4. You've become the upgrade. Nothing stings more than realizing that the person you left behind has not only bounced back, but has transformed into someone straight out of a hit movie. While she thought your breakup was her end of the line, you were busy rebuilding, growing, and, best of all, not giving a damn about her opinion anymore. Now, instead of being just another distant memory, you've become the ultimate best thing she ever lost. Why does this hit her so hard? It's not merely your progress that cuts deep. It's the stark contrast. While you were once normal, comfortable, and frankly, a bit too predictable, now you're that dynamic, confident, interesting guy with endless possibilities. You've become the living reminder of her mistake, and that realization hurts. The impact of your personal evolution? As you grow physically, emotionally, financially, you send a powerful message without uttering a single word. Look what you tossed aside while chasing something better. Maybe you started taking better care of yourself. New haircut, shedding some pounds, or finally getting that fit physique. Perhaps you made strides in your career, achieved a major milestone, or started ticking off those long overdue adventures and hobbies. Every bit of your transformation is a silent, brutal reminder to her. That could have been me. Real life example. Picture this. She's scrolling through her Instagram feed on a dull afternoon, nursing a coffee, when bam, a photo of you pops up. You're out laughing with friends in an amazing setting, looking happier than ever. In that split second, a thought crosses her mind. Who is this guy? Why didn't I hold on? Or imagine her hearing from a mutual friend that you're climbing the career ladder or that you've already started dating someone new. Suddenly, she's forced to confront the image of the you she once knew versus the upgraded version you are, now a wake-up call like a bucket of cold water. Why it works so well? Simply put, people are naturally drawn to confidence, ambition, and progress. If you once seemed content and stuck in a rut, your transformation now signals that you're a man on the move. This not only boosts your value, but also drives home the fact that she bet on the wrong horse. How to become the ultimate upgrade? Invest in yourself. Work on your health, physique, career, and mindset. It's not just about looking better. It's about genuinely becoming a better version of yourself for your own sake, not to impress anyone else. True evolution is irresistible because it's authentic. Cultivate an active social life. There's nothing more magnetic than showing you're out there, making new connections, and living life to the fullest. Not only does this make you more attractive, but it also reinforces that you're now off limits. Share your wins, but keep it natural. Post about your accomplishments and happy moments in a way that's effortless. Don't turn your social media into a constant self-promotion billboard, but don't hide away either. The goal is to clearly signal that you're at your peak, and she's no longer a part of that picture. Your transformation isn't just your personal victory, it's a persistent reminder that she made the wrong call. And here's the masterstroke. By the time she realizes it, it might already be too late. Because now you're the kind of man who never looks back, leaving her to wonder what could have been. Wrapping it all up, Let's quickly run through the 4 reasons. Comparison. She thought she was upgrading by leaving you, only to discover that the greener grass was nothing but synthetic turf. The basic yet irreplaceable qualities you offered, patience, attention, genuine connection, now seem priceless. The way you made her feel. It's not just your absence she misses. It's how you made her feel. Special, valued, secure. And guess what? The rest of the world can't match that. Her ego's need for validation. When she realizes she no longer controls the narrative, her pride compels her to test if you're still hooked. Every little ping is her ego's desperate cry to regain control. You've become the upgrade. You didn't just move on, you evolved. Now you're that upgraded, confident, and dynamic version of yourself. She finally sees that letting you go was her biggest mistake. The bottom line, she might come crawling back. Make no mistake, the chances are pretty high. But here's the million-dollar question. Do you really want her back, or do you just like the idea of being desired again? Because let's be real, the problem might not be her at all. It could be you if you're still willing to settle for scraps from someone who already cast you aside. If she does return, is it because she genuinely wants you, or simply because she's finally noticed that you're now out of reach? Food for thought. Now it's your turn to act. If this hit home, hit that like button. Drop a comment on which of these reasons you think rattles her the most, and subscribe to the channel. Here, you won't get sugar-coated stories or empty chatter. It's pure, unfiltered truth, right in your face. And heads up, this isn't the end. In the next video, I'm breaking down the 3 fatal mistakes that drive any woman away for good. Whether you're trying to win her back or just avoid fading into her memory, this one is a must-watch. Don't forget to ring that bell, because the last thing you need is to miss out on more real talk. There you have it, the 4 reasons that not only bring you back into her head, but also prove that sometimes the one who left wasn't the one who lost. Enjoy the ride.